Hello, everybody, and welcome back to our Dracula read-along. I'm your host, Monica Van Fleet. I am an independent writer and researcher based out of Philadelphia, and today we are going to discuss Chapter 8 of Dracula. Chapter 8 of Dracula starts with a continuation of Mina's journal entry from August 10th. It's later in the evening, 11 p.m. Mina says that she and Lucy had walked to Robin Hood's Bay and back, a plan that Mina had to tire Lucy out to prevent her sleepwalking. Mina says that she and Lucy had a severe tea, and they make jokes about the new woman. This is where we start to see how, while Mina and Lucy are both very proper Victorian women, they're actually very different from each other. Lucy in this situation seems to be the primary female lead in the story, and she is representative of the damsel in distress. Everyone is either in love with Lucy or devoted to her sweet, beautiful, innocent, and childlike nature. Lucy is a little bit younger than Mina. She's often described as being dressed in white. White lawn specifically was a very popular fabric made of linen and or cotton that Victorians wore often in the summer and is very associated with femininity and childhood innocence. Lucy is consistently protected and shielded from more adult concerns, including by Mina. While Lucy and her distress is very much in focus in Chapter 8, we shouldn't lose track of Mina. She is Stoker's take on the new woman. She's still very proper, discreet, caring, and loyal, but she's also observant. She's capable and strategic. She memorizes train schedules and goes out of her way to learn shorthand to be of better assistance to her husband. Chapter 8 primarily consists of Mina's journal entries spanning from August 11th to August 19th. Early in the morning of the 11th, Mina awakens to find Lucy missing from their bed. After a quick search of the house reveals that Lucy has gone missing in only her nightdress, Mina throws on a heavy shawl and ventures into the moonlight to locate her missing friend. Stoker's descriptions of Mina's search and discovery of Lucy are full of some of the most gothic imagery that we get in the entire novel. Mina makes a quick search of Crescent Street where she and Lucy are staying, but sees no sign of the white figure that she expected. On page 94 of the Norton Critical Edition, Mina says, "At the edge of the west cliff above the pier, I looked across the harbor to East Cliff in the hope or fear, I don't know which, of seeing Lucy in our favorite seat. There was a bright full moon with heavy black driving clouds, which threw the whole scene into a fleeting diorama of light and shade as they sailed across. For a moment or two, I could see nothing, as the shadow of cloud obscured St. Mary's Church and all around it. Then, as the cloud passed, I could see the ruin of the abbey coming into view as the edge of a narrow band of light as sharp as a sword cut moved along. The church and churchyard became gradually visible. Whatever my expectation was, it was not disappointed, for there, on our favorite seat, the silver light of moon struck a half-reclining figure snowy white. The coming of the cloud was too quick for me to see much, for shadow shut down on light almost immediately, but it seemed to me as though something dark stood behind the seat, where the white figure shone, and bent over it. What was it? Whether man or beast, I could not tell. I did not wait to catch another glance, but flew down the steep steps to the pier, along by the fish market to the bridge, which was the only way to reach East Cliff. The town seemed dead, for not a soul did I see. I rejoiced that it was so, for I wanted no witness of poor Lucy's condition. The time and distance seemed endless, and my knees trembled and my breath came labored as I toiled up the endless steps to the abbey. I must have gone fast, and yet it seemed to me as if my feet were weighted with lead, and as though every joint in my body were rusty. When I got almost to the top, I could see the seat and the white figure, for I was now close enough to distinguish it even through the spells of shadow. There was undoubtedly something, long and black, bending over the half-reclining white figure. I called in fright, "Lucy, Lucy!" and something raised a head, and from where I was, I could see a white face and red, gleaming eyes. Mina approaches, discovering Lucy in a trance, still resting on the bench, but the shadowy figure is gone, so Mina bundles up the sleepwalking Lucy and pins a shawl around her throat. Afterward, she'll discover 2 small puncture marks on Lucy's neck, which she naively attributes to accidentally pricking her with a safety pin during her rescue. Over the following nights, Lucy's condition rapidly deteriorates. She grows increasingly pale and lethargic. She gasps for air in her sleep, and despite Mina's efforts to keep her locked in, Lucy continues her sleepwalking. At one point, Mina even observes a large bat outside of their window, and sometimes she notices her friend appears to be in a dreamlike state. At others, she laughs strangely. But luckily, Mr. Holmwood's father is feeling better, and so the marriage can proceed as planned. Mina also notes that while she still has no word from Jonathan, Lucy's puncture marks are not healing and indeed seem to be getting larger. The next letters we get in Chapter 8 are between two lawyers which confirm the delivery of boxes of dirt to Carfax, Dracula's new English estate. Back in Mina's journal, she says that she's finally received a letter via Mr. Hawkins from Sister Agatha about Jonathan's whereabouts. Sister Agatha tells Mina that Jonathan has been recovering in a hospital in Budapest for the past 6 weeks under her care, and that he's been suffering from a delirium and a brain fever. Sister Agatha tells Mina that she's going to need to keep Jonathan calm to prevent a relapse. Mina makes the decision to travel to Jonathan alone, a decision that would be scandalous were her fiancé not in such a situation of such great need. The final entry in Chapter 8 comes from Dr. Seward. On August 19th, he says that there's a strange and sudden change in Renfield last night. Dr. Seward says that in the evening at about 8 o'clock, Renfield started to get excitable and sniff about in the air as a dog does when setting. What Dr. Seward doesn't realize is that Renfield's state of increased agitation has to do with the proximity of Dracula and the boxes of earth that were delivered to the nearby Carfax estate. Renfield tells Dr. Seward on page 103 of the Norton Critical Edition, "I don't want to talk to you. You don't count now. The master is at hand." Later, Renfield breaks a window and escapes over the wall that separates the asylum from Dracula's Carfax estate. Dr. Seward notices Renfield's escape and goes to retrieve his lunatic with several strong attendants in tow. Renfield's dialogue in this chapter is littered with biblical references and phrases that sound religious in a rambling biblical nature. I particularly enjoy quotes such as, "The bridemaidens rejoice, the eyes that wait, the coming of the bride. But when the bride draweth nigh, the maidens shine not to the eyes that are filled." While this sounds biblical in nature, it actually has no basis in scripture, but some of his other lines of dialogue do. Afterwards, Dr. Seward says that he is weary and in low spirits, and he can do nothing but think of Lucy and how different things might have been. He is tempted to take a little cocktail of drugs that he has access to because of his profession, but says no, he mustn't let it grow into a habit, so he shall take none tonight. He says that he has thought of Lucy and shall not dishonor her by mixing the two. Dr. Seward closes the chapter with a final check-in on Mr. Renfield, who he is keeping restrained in a waistcoat. Renfield is muttering quietly to himself in what Dr. Seward says are his first coherent words in some time. Those words are, "I shall be patient, master. It is coming, coming, coming." And that is the end of Chapter 8. This week's Substack Deep Dive is all about Lucy, Mina, and the Victorian concept of the new woman. And next week, Mina and Jonathan will finally reunite.